Hello, welcome. I'm Bearer of Curses, and today I want to show you how to turn this wall into this wall. If you're like me, you get pretty tired of your walls looking bland, and I have a couple tips to show you how to make your walls look better, and that includes adding more depth and just adding more items to your wall to make it look a little bit more visually pleasing. Now this wall is actually pretty simple to make, so stick around for the whole video to learn how to make a new wall. So a couple features of the finished wall: we have double-sided fireplace. Now this is just one side of the wall, but if you were to go inside of the house, you would be able to utilize the fireplace. The outside of the house, you can see it and it's just visually appealing. You and your friends can have a seat next to the fire while you're waiting for something to happen, or just to sit and chill. Some other cool features are a bench, some barrels, and the wall having multiple layers of depth, some lighting, some banners, and some curves. So to get started with this build, you're going to want to place 10 2x2 stone floors in a row. You don't have to place 3 layers, but it will make following along with this build a lot easier. So I would recommend placing 10 times 3. So all in all, 30 stone floors. I am also playing in creative mode. So what that means is by pressing F5, I can type in dev commands and debug mode to be able to build in a creative mode. And then if you press B, there's no build cost to be able to build anything. So you can just build freely. The only cost is stamina. Alright, so after you're done doing that, you can go ahead and place 10 walls times 3 high, so 10 horizontally and 3 vertically. I'm not going to skip any of the other steps. I just wanted to skip the easy stuff, which is placing the floor and placing the wall, which you can see here. Just 10 across the stone floors, 10 across for the wood walls, and overall it's going to be even, so 20 meters wide, so each one of these is 2 meters, 6 meters high. We're going to start off by going directly in the middle of the wall, and you can go ahead and break the middle 2 walls. And then you can grab a stone wall 1 by 1 and go ahead and place it 2 high. And then go ahead and grab the stone archway. And then you're just going to want to fill in that gap there, and you can use the snapping point to make it curve into each other. You can use the caged wall 2 by 2 and place it in the back there. And there we go. We have a little cage, a little spot for the outdoor fireplace. And now what you can do is you can build out on that. So go ahead and grab the 1 by 1 stone wall and do the same exact thing, except for don't place the metal cage. Alright, so we started building outwards on that, and now we can go ahead and grab the 2 by 1 stone wall. And after you grab the 1 by 1 or the 2 by 1 stone wall, you can go ahead and place 2, grab the 1 by 1s, and we're only going to build this 2 high. And now for the rest of the way up, we can go 1, 2, and 2. And you can see I alternated the stone from 1 by 1s to 2 by 1s just to add an alternative look there. What you're going to want to do after you complete that is go to the building tab and grab the wood pole 2 meter. Just line this with your 2 meter pole and use the 1 meter to go horizontal and the 2 meter to go vertical. So now that that is lined, we're going to want to use a technique that a lot of builders use, and that's just kind of layering the outside of the wood. And if you hold shift, it'll make it a lot easier so it doesn't snap. But what I did was I just kind of went halfway between the meter, or between the 2 meter pole, and got it as close as I could. Go ahead and click. Do the same thing to the other side, and now we can just build upwards from there. And then just completely follow the same exact thing you just did. And there we go. We kind of have a layered look on the chimney. I did notice that I started the build on the wrong, not exactly in the middle here, so I'll go ahead and fix that real quick. So now that I have that fixed, go ahead and go to your heavy build and grab the stone wall 2x1, and we're just going to follow the bottom of the wall with our stone walls. And after you have those lined, we can start on the windows. Just go ahead and break out the middle two on each side. Line the windows all the way around with the 2-meter poles. And when you get to the middle part, use the wood pole 1 meter, just like that, and do the same thing to the other side. So now that you have the windows lined, go ahead and grab the wood pole 2-meter piece and line the outside of the windows all the way up and down, lining up with the 2x2 walls. And after you get that done, you can go ahead and grab the dark wood pole 2-meter, and what you're going to do is you might have to press shift to be able to do this, but you're going to be able to custom place this wall on the outside of the wood 2-meter beam just to line it and add some more depth. Make sure it doesn't have to be perfectly lined up, but you want it pretty close. And then go ahead and line to the top. And go ahead and do that to both sides. So now you can do the same exact thing. You can line the top of the 2x2 walls with just the regular 2x2 wood beams. And then go through and do the dark wood beams over the top of those. After you get that done, go ahead and grab the wood beam 1 meter, and then in between where the 2-meter poles connect on the back, you can place that 1 meter beam. It will snap right in there, and just place those all alongside the wall. And you can get rid of that one in the middle because technically this is your chimney here, so when you get that done you'll have to adjust for probably on the inside the smoke going out. You can grab the 26-degree wood roof cross for the outside of the window. Just like that. And then go ahead and grab your 2-meter pole, and you're going to want to place it on either side right there. Now with the wood half wall, You can place that directly below that beam. And already we're starting to see some depth line up on this wall, and it's looking pretty good so far. So here is one of the harder parts of this build, which is actually quite simple, but we're going to use the wood dragon adornment for the crossings in the window. And you're not going to want to use the snap point on it. Instead, you're going to want to custom place it by pressing shift, and then try to get the ear kind of sticking out but not too much, and then go ahead and place it. The hard part is going to the other side and getting the height to be exactly correct on both sides. Just eyeballing it, that looks pretty good. Got that done on both sides now. Now what we're gonna do is line everything up with wood. So just put some trim on the outsides. And for the outside of this one, I just went to the snapping point on this 2-meter beam right here and went straight up with it. And you can do that on the other side as well. And then use the 1-meter beam to finish out that trim. And then we can also add trim to the stone and just line up the 2x2 stone. Now to kind of tie in some decorations, you can choose a banner of your choice. I personally like the yellow banner for this build, but you go ahead and place it on the inside, just kind of as close to the top as possible and centered as much as possible, and do that on either side of the window, just like that. And after we get that done, we'll go ahead and grab dark wood arch, and we're just gonna place the arches facing towards each other where the window is, and placing away from each other where the banner is. And then just for some lighting and more decoration, I used the wall lantern and snapped that to the back of the 1-meter beam on either side. That way the little diamond part that's holding the lantern is hidden. There we go. We got the two sides of the wall pretty lined up. They look pretty nice, and there's some depth added to either side. And just for a final touch, something that I have been liking to do on my builds is use these little stone arches where the bottom of the foundation is. And this is kind of acts, I mean, it's all cosmetic, but it kind of acts as like a little sewer or like drainage, like, oh, maybe there's some water running underneath here or something like that. I don't know. It's just for looks. You don't have to do this, but I think it looks pretty neat. Just like that. And now I will place a fire in the back so you can see what it looks like. On this one, I added some barrels to the outside as well as a bench. And I'm going to go ahead and switch it to nighttime for you guys so you can see what it looks like at nighttime. Alright, so it's nighttime. You're walking back to base and you see a fire from the outside and some lighting, and get back from a long journey, and you go ahead and take a seat. And there we have it, Vikings. We have a pretty cool wall, and I hoped that you learned something new about building walls. If you would like another guide on wall building, please let me know. Please comment what you liked about this build, and if you like this build, please leave a like on the video. It helps me a ton. So I'm Bear of Curses. Hope you liked the video, and I'll see you next time.